Victoria, and this is the first video on my channel I'm making about movies. I intended to make this channel about wrestling and movies, but it's taken me a couple months to finally put a video out like this, and I thought I would do a 2024 movie review, so I really want to get this video out in January, hopefully. I know it's like a tiny goal, because it's like a big ass month, but it's the 20th already, and I'm just filming this, so first, I'm going to do some honorable mentions, because I'm only going to talk about my top 10 and my bottom 10, because I watched 151 movies. Okay, honorable mentions: the Hell House series. I watched through that whole series. I watched through a couple horror series this year, and this was like all around the best one. Every single movie hit, and it was great. Immaculate. I don't really like religious horror movies, but this one I did, and I just took a chance on it, and it was so good. I loved it. Trunk Locked In. It's a German movie. I don't know if it has a German title as well, but it is so good. Like, the way that it gets you comfortable and the way that it does things, and then it rips you out of that comfort and you realize something new the whole time. Like, it's so good. I love it. It's suspenseful. Spell. This movie grossed me out like so badly. It gave me the shivers. It's a horror movie, like voodoo horror, and there's just like gross stuff, like a railroad spike in someone's foot. It was ugh. Return to Horror High. I ended up going as Carol from Return to Horror High. It was my Halloween costume, so a special mention to that movie. It was a fun one. Although honestly, I did not like the ending, but I still picked the Halloween costume from it. And Cuckoo. I really liked Dan Stevens last year. Like, it was great in Abigail as well. But Cuckoo, like, just really, really sold me on him. And like, I don't know, he's just really, really amazing. I didn't realize that before. Like, this year already, it's January 20th, and I watched Vamps and The Guest so far of his, and I want to watch a ton more movies because he's really good. Okay, so those are my honorable mentions. Now it's time to go over my favorites and least favorites. I'm just going to go over them in the order that I watched them throughout this year. And it turns out I only have 6 least favorites. But I still have 10 favorites, and we'll go into detail about those. So the first Boo that I watched January 3rd of last year. It was a movie, MFA. It came out in 2017, and the reason why I absolutely hated it is because, so a lot of the time I don't watch trailers and I don't like read summaries of movies. I kind of just like get the vibe from a cover or something, or maybe the first like 5 seconds of a trailer, before you can skip. So I don't really know a lot of subject matter of the movies I watch before, I go into it. And so and I know that knowing, like, it's my fault if I watch something I don't like. It's not that I can't handle the subject matter that MFA was. It was a rape revenge, but it's that it was the worst ending ever. Like, so unsatisfying, horrible. Like, it's basically saying, like, if you get revenge on the rapist, like, you were just as bad as the rapist. Like, it's crazy. I hated this movie. So anyway, yeah, Boo. And I was having a horrible beginning of the year because I watched that on the 3rd. And then the next night, on the 4th, I watched my second least favorite movie of the year. Or not second least favorite. Remember, this is just going in the order that I watched them. Let's Scare Julie, which came out in 2019. It was so boring. Like, it was a struggle to get through. It was trying to do something really cool with the camera work, like, like continuous shot, and it wasn't found footage, if I remember correctly. Like, it was just like doing a continuous shot, and so it left so much so much dead air, so much it was just so boring. I couldn't. Okay, so my first yay of the year I saw on January 20th. It was Mean Girls the musical. It came out like a week before or whatever. It came out that year. And it was so good. Like I had never listened to the musical soundtrack before. I'd never seen like the play on YouTube or whatever. And so I just went into this blind and it was so good and so fun that I ended up seeing it 4 more times. Or not 4 more times. I ended up seeing 3 more times in theaters, so seeing it 4 times altogether. So I'll just explain real quick. So the first time I just ended up seeing it and I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. So the second time I ended up seeing it again, just have a good time. And the third time I learned the lyrics because I listened to the songs so much at that point. I listened to the lyrics. I was going to the theater for the third time, hoping that no one was there so I could sing along in the theater. People were there. So I kept quiet because it is rude to sing in the theater. It is rude. Oh my god. Um, and then the fourth time, when I went there to sing and no one was there, I got the opportunity to sing and then I fell asleep. I think like around Revenge Party or something. Like I fell asleep pretty quickly. No, wait. Yeah, I think Revenge Party. Like I was just so tired. Well, I'd done a double feature that day, but I'll talk about that a bit later. That movie was so fun. It was just such a good vibe. I think people who don't like it have like a stick up their ass. Like got over it. Like I had a good ass time. Okay, so the next movie I watched was a yay. I watched on January 31st. It was Girl in the Basement, which came out in 2021. This is a yay. Like, the subject matter is absolutely horrible. It's disgusting. It, like, I don't know, it cuts so deep with me. Like, it really made me feel something. Like, sometimes even just thinking about it, like, I could cry. So I don't really want to talk about it that long, but, like, it is, I don't know. It just I acknowledge it because it like really touched on my heart and like tore me apart. And the fact that the movie did that, like, congratulations. But it was such a sad horror. But yeah. So the next day I watched February 20th. It was Lisa Frankenstein, and it was part of that double feature with Mean Girls. The fourth time I saw it, and I fell asleep when I was singing along. That's because it was the second movie I saw. Before that, I saw Lisa Frankenstein, and it was so good. It was just such a good movie day. Like, just the vibe, just everything about it was, like I said, I just love to have a good time, and Lisa Frankenstein was just like a fun, kitschy vibe. Like, I don't know what else to say. Like, it was just like, oh, whimsy murder. Like, I don't know. It was just a good ass time. That's I just know that every time I watch it, like, it'll be watching it like new. Like, I'll have that same joy, and aesthetically, it was so pleasing. Like, oh, and I think about that, like, that black and white dream that Lisa has, the Pabst beer or whatever. I love it. Okay, so the next movie we're gonna talk about, I watched April 9th, and it was Monkey Man. This movie, it was a bit devastating. Like, I found a lot of joy in it. Like, oh my god, I'm horrible with names. Like, unless your name is like the name of the movie, the main character, like, I'm not gonna remember. But so I'll just call him Monkey Man. When Monkey Man was like training with the women at their like temple or whatever, the ones who are like have the really pretty green saris at the end and they're like getting all the bad guys up. Yeah. When I love like those moments the best, it's the lightest part of the movies, but it's just like so the movie's just such turmoil and devastation, and it just feels hopeless. Bro, like, I would never let that motherfucker come that close to me with those shoes. Even if it wasn't, the shoe wasn't a knife, like, that bitch was heavy. Like, I thought it could at least like clobber someone, you know? Like, I would not have let that dude that close to me. Personally. Just personally. Oh, and the bathroom scene? That was a fucking mess. The bathroom. Oof, I need to rewatch that movie. So the next yay we're talking about, I watched on April 16th. It was Civil War. That movie tore me apart. I did cry a little in the theater, just like just a couple teardrops, not like bawling, you know, but I did cry a little bit. It like it devastated me. And like, so it is a heavy topic, and I don't want to get too heavy into it, but I do just want to say that I stand with Palestine. I support them because, like, because of just a lot of things, but like this movie, its message just really like hit. Then message of that movie, I was crying. It was that movie. Yeah, it got across what it needed to get across. Okay, what I think is probably the worst movie that I watched last year. This is The Biggest Boo, or The Biggest Doom. Doom! Oh my god, I fucking love those guys. My mom and my aunt thought I were. My mom and my aunt thought that I was fucking crazy when, like, at Thanksgiving, I was like, wait, you guys, you gotta see this. And it's like, I showed them the boom, like, the Costco boom guys. Like, I fucking love them. I love them. Boom! Oh my god, and they were in AEW. I loved their match. Or, you know, Big Boom and AJ? Yeah. Yeah. Big Boom AJ. I loved his fucking match against, what, Cutie Marshall. That was so good. I fucking hate Jersey. I kid. That was such a good match. That was like forever ago. I'm mentioning it now, but you know. Oh, sorry. Anything I just got distracted so easily. Anything to not talk about this dog shit movie. Strangers, Chapter 1. Oh my god. Bro, I'm not gonna see the second one in theaters, definitely not, but I will see the third one in theaters because I just feel like you duped me out of my money once already, right? So I'm not gonna like give you money three goddamn times. That's too much. But I do feel like is you do have a chance of landing, sticking of getting a good movie. It'd be the final movie where you actually have stakes, like, and you're not afraid to do anything about it. Because like pre-announcing the same lead in every single movie, like, that just ruined it. There was no suspense. I mean, that wasn't the only problem. That was a problem-filled movie. It was awful, but it definitely cut down on like any tension. Like that was the issue with Halloween Kills when they like announced Halloween Kills and then Halloween Ends at the same time. So it was like, oh, okay, so nothing important's gonna happen in Kills because we still need something to happen in Ends. Like, although I do like where Ends went, I do like where Halloween Ends went. And an evil dies tonight. Like, that is fun in Halloween Kills, but like, and it's just like a mess. It's a mess. So I'm not gonna see the second one in theaters. And you're not duping me out of my money three goddamn times. But I will give you two because, fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. I hope she dies at the end. They better refilm the ending, make sure she dies. That would be satisfying. I think everybody wants to see her die after that dumb shit. I think we all want to see her boyfriend alive too, just so we can get a worse death. The death was just so like, like that was the death. It was so stupid. It was lame. Okay, so the next movie I watched is a Yay. I watched it on June 3rd. It was Mamma Mia. Here I go again. My, how can I resist ya? Okay, so the reason I watched that, not that I really need a reason, that movie came out in 2008, by the way, is because, not that I, like, of course I didn't discover Meryl Streep, but what I'm trying to say is I didn't really discover Meryl Streep until was it like 2023 or whatever, right? So I watched two of her movies then, She Devil and The Devil Wears Prada, right? So kind of like a duo set there, Devil, right? And then this year I watched, or 2024 I watched Mamma Mia and Mamma Mia 2, even though she wasn't in the second one a ton, but that's okay. So this year, 2025, I'm probably going to watch at least 2 Meryl Streep movies. Definitely Death Becomes Her, but I don't know what other movie I should watch. If she has another death themed kind of movie to do a double feature with, I would love to do that. But anyway, back to Mamma Mia. It was so goddamn fun. This was honestly like the year of musicals for me. They had like hit so heavy this year. I loved them. Um Oh yeah, so it was just a good ass time. I didn't know. Oh, I did know. What is that? Dancing Queen. I did know an ABBA song before Mamma Mia, but now I know a ton because it was just so good. It's so addictive. I added a ton of them to playlist. And yeah, it was just a fun movie. Any movie that I can really dive into and just get into, mainly dance and sing to, like I'm gonna fall in love with. So the next movie we're gonna talk about is a Boo. I watched it on June 27th. It is Wrong Turn 5, Bloodline, which came out in 2012. I was watching through the Wrong Turn series at this point, and honestly, it was just like, this is like the worst one. This is the absolute dog shit worst one in the Wrong Turn series. There are 7 of them, and honestly, it's a mostly good series. Like you would think, he's like, I think only the first one maybe were released in theaters. The rest were like straight to DVD. But like the 5th one just stands out in such like an atrociously bad way. I need to highlight that this is awful. Like whoever made this movie hates humanity, and they wanted to play in everybody's face basically. Yeah, this movie is dog shit. And time to ruin all of that credibility. My next yay is a movie I know that most people hated, The Trap. I saw it on August 4th, and then I saw it again in theaters August 13th. I loved this movie. I had such a good time. I added the songs to my playlist. It was good. Like whatever, M Night's marketing worked on me. It worked on me. I downloaded Salika's songs. Mhm. Oh, but the movie itself is also good. Like I had such a good ass time with it. Like it's just fun. I do wish I'm gonna sound like such a like a Snyder fanboy for M Night, but like I wish that they left some of the deleted scenes in. Like the one where he's leaving the limo, like escaping. Everyone's like, it's crazy he didn't get caught. Like, how did he not get caught? And then, like, the deleted scene shows that he did and he, like, took someone hostage and all this, blah, blah, blah. Like, I think it's an important scene. And anyway, I love this movie and I'm just really taking up for it. And I have a lot of fun. And honestly, like most of the movies, like the main criteria for being a movie in my top 10 is rewatchability. I'm like, if I could rewatch this 1,000 times and never get bored, like, yeah, that's a mainstay there. Like, even if there's a movie I really, really like, if it's like too much and too devastating for me to rewatch, I can't. Like, it's not gonna. Like, Girl in the Basement and Civil War are devastating, but there is something about them that I could rewatch or I'd want to rewatch also. Oh, and I do wish a little bit that Cooper did kind of go a bit more wild. Like, I think that he should have busted down the bathroom door. Like, him fixing the towel, this is so. Let me just. Nobody cares about this detail, but I do. Instead of just, like, fixing the towel after he got into the bathroom to try and take Lady Raven out and get his phone and all that, like I feel like it would have hit more if he like went wild and showed like and like busted through the door. I mean, he's a firefighter; he should be able to bust through a door and like went crazy and then and then he just like got that stone faced calm and just like fixed the towel. Like I think that that would have had a bigger effect rather than him just like rah rah. You're hearing his like reactions on the side of the door and then he just calmly unlocks it and then fixes the towel and whatever. Just a little bit extra wildness. Like I hate that we only saw it at the very, very end when he was like getting tased. So next Boo I watched in between my watching of the Traps. This one was on August 8th and it was The Flood, which came out in 2023. Like, I don't know what else to say, but that this movie made a jailhouse flooding and crocodiles or gators or whatever getting in and like eating people and like the prisoners and cops having to team and all that. It made that boring. It made that boring. That's all. Fuck this movie. My next yay, I watched on August 22nd. It is Jules, which came out in 2023. This movie, it's like happy. Why are like half these movies made me cry? I didn't think I'd cry like that, but maybe I don't cry like that. Maybe it's just like because I had such a strong reaction, like it really makes me remember and hits home. But like, it is this movie made me cry. Like it was just so bittersweet. It's that bittersweet. Like there's just so much coziness into it though, like woven in that I would rewatch it because like it's like what is that quote? The pain of losing someone is worth the pain or the joy of loving someone. The pain of losing someone is worth the joy of loving someone. Something like that. But yeah, that movie that feels like that. So the next movie I watched was a Yay. I watched it on October 1st. It was The Substance. You gotta pump it up. That movie was fucking spectacular. It was so fun. It was so visceral. It just felt like thank you for saying that because it felt like an itch being scratched. Like, okay, so it's gonna sound like I'm hating on the Barbie movie. I'm not hating on the Barbie movie. I love the Barbie movie. I saw it a couple times too in theaters. What I'm trying to say is that I hate that the speech that America Ferrera does is like, it's just so, it feels so like mishmash cobbled together. Like, the thing that I hate about it is it feels like it's mishmashing and just throwing all these buzzwords together. And it's like, I know that it need to be so ham-fisted because like for some people that's what it needs to be to get the message across, but this it felt more like visceral and expressive and just like yes, like this is like like it was satisfying. Yeah, I don't know what else to say. I love this movie. It was satisfying. It feels comforting. It feels comforting too. Okay, so the next movie is a Boo. I watched it on October 11th. It is House of a Thousand Corpses. I was looking for my next horror series to watch because I had started watching the Alien movies, but I didn't. I don't really like them. But I will get through them because I really want to watch Alien vs Predator, and I watched all the other Predator movies. So I will catch up on the Alien movies this year. But anyway, this is about House of a Thousand Corpses. Sorry, it's just so like I don't even want to talk about it. There were parts of it that I liked, but it was overall like just so not like it felt like a chore to watch. It just felt like a chore to get through, and I was like, oh no, I can't watch the next one, like Devil's Rejects or whatever. No, I can barely make it through this one. So just not my type of movie. I honestly didn't think that would be my type of movie because it was Rob Zombie, and I had seen some of his other movies before, but it only the Halloween movies that he made, and I'm like that's like kind of like a remake or whatever. So I'm not gonna take it as like his fully his or whatever and that it's all in him, but like yeah, I just think that now I don't really vibe with his work. He's not really the director for me. So next movie I'm going to talk about is a yay. I watched it on December 12th. It's Death Trap, which came out in 1982. So this movie felt like a play. It felt like we were watching a play. Just the twists and the turns and everything, and just it made me feel so much. It was so good. It was so well made. It was also a bit devastating. Helga and Myra should have lived together forever. They were so goddamn cute. Like the way that Myra's face just like glowed when Helga said, "You lived in a big house with yellow shutters, right?" Like something like that. And how she took Myra's stress away. Oh my gosh. Helga should have sold the playwrights, but like they're at the end celebrating. Myra should be there too. Like it is just it is so good. It's so well made. It's also that bittersweet again, it feels like. But that I feel like it's mainly me. I feel like the ending is supposed to be like sweet, like yay, hooray. But for me it's bittersweet. Like I just can't get over Myra. The way and rewatching how he treated her that whole night, like, oh please, like open the window, Myra, the window, like, oh, it disgusts me. So yeah, those are my top 10 and bottom 6 movies of the year. Just a quick recap. Okay, so my top 10 in the order that I watched them: Mean Girls from 2024, Girl in the Basement 2021, Lisa Frankenstein 2024, Monkey Man 2024, Civil War 2024, Mamma Mia 2008, The Trap 2024, Jules 2023, The Substance 2024, and Death Trap 1982. Those were my top 10. Honestly, what a fucking year for 2024. What a year. I mean, of course, those are the big outliers and big standouts, but like, I watched 151 movies. Like, in there, tons of those were not in 2024. So the fact that those stood out so heavy, like, it was such a great year for movies. Okay, now for the bottom 6. Those were MFA 2017, Let's Scare Julie 2019, Strangers Chapter 1 2024, Wrong Turn 5, Bloodline 2012, The Flood 2023, and House of a Thousand Corpses 2003. So that was my 2024 recap, basically, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'm probably not gonna do another wrestling video until after the Royal Rumble. I just hope John Cena does not fucking win. Just like why is he here? Like I have to respect all the work that he did in wrestling, but like I will never not boo him. Anyway, goodbye.